Welcome back to another episode of RCR. In this, we are going to talk about our kids' play area. Around me, you can see we kind of have a play zone in our basement for our children to play, and we wanted to add to that play zone with a rock climbing wall. My wife found some really cool rock climbing grips on Amazon, and we decided to move forward with making a wall. Instead of connecting them to the drywall, which won't have much stability, we bought some plywood and decided to make a rock wall, and you can see the finished product behind me. Follow along in the video that's following and you'll see how we made it.
Our basement walls are 8 foot tall, but we have a drop ceiling. You also have a piece of trim at the bottom, your baseboard trim. So I want to make sure I can bolt this thing right to the wall. So with the drop ceiling and with our baseboard trim, I'm going to cut this from 8 foot, which would be 96 inches, and I want to cut it down to 80 inches because that will give me plenty of clearance for my baseboard and the drop ceiling with a little bit of extra slack in between there. So I'm going to mark 80 inches in 2 spots. There we go. Make sure that was hooked right, but yep, it's close enough, within a 1/16 of an inch. And then I'll use my track saw and cut this board down, cut 16 inches off this board. Voila. If I were to measure this, it's 48 inches wide and it should be 80 inches deep, which it is. So now I just want to verify the spacing that I looked at online is going to work for our application here. To math. Did some math, and even though we cut it down, I'll still be able to space it out the way I want to space it. So instead I'm going to do 4 inches up from top and bottom, and I'm going to do 6 inches of spacing between them, but I'm going to stagger every other row so that way you kind of get different options for grips. So this basically reduces the amount of total pieces I need, since I don't want to end up needing 100 pieces of the nuts. So let's get cracking on this guy. Now I got to mark it all out. What I'm going to use to do that is I'm going to use a drywall square, drywall T if you want to call it that. And my reasoning for that is it will give me the ability to shoot 4 foot across here in one go, and I can easily mark that. So right now, off of this, I'm going to go 6 inches every 6 inches. So let me get my handy dandy pencil out. I'll go over to 6, mark, not enough lead in this guy. Try one of my other 42 pencils in my pocket. Mark this guy at 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and that gives me all I can do this way. And then if I were to go down, my first one is only going to be 4 inches down, but then I'm going to go by 8ths. So this first guy is going to be 4 inches, but then 8 is going to be 12, and then 20, 28, 36, and then 44. That gives me about halfway through here. So I'm going to go back and remeasure this. Maybe I should have started with the other measurement first. So I'm going to skip the next one and go straight down, because like I said, every other row is going to have different spacing. Top row, skipping. Next row, if I go here, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 44. No, 36, 42. Go down 8 inches, skip a row. There we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. Then I have to go back up. What we're gonna do here is between 6 and 12 is 9. So I am gonna go over here and we're gonna just wing it at this point. Because this thing, the math that they had online doesn't make sense. So this way I'm gonna just mark 9, which should be the middle. And then 9 plus 6 is 15. Middle. 15 plus 6 is 21. Middle. 21 plus 6, 27. Middle. 27 plus 6, 33. Middle. 33 plus 6 is 39. Middle. And then 45. There we go. That's going to be the new pattern. So if I scroll it down, and with that 45 is 3 away from the edge, so I could do one over here if I wanted to at 3 to keep my symmetry going. So now I go down to my next row, which was right here. Make sure this is all squared up like it is, like that. And I do my 3, 9, 15, 21, 27, 33, 39, 45. I think at this point you get the idea, and we'll just skip ahead and get to the next step of the operation. Got my drill bit. I was checking it with those little collets I have to put in the wood, and this is a 1/2 inch drill bit. I just have to try to drill as 90 degrees as I can. After drilling 76 1/2 inch diameter holes, you have quite the cleanup. You're also going to get some chips inside of the holes, so it's nice to get in there and clean all of that up. Then you're going to want to sand because you're going to have some breakout on the front and the back, so kind of getting that gone, breaking the edges. Also, just sanding the face in general is nice because this isn't a particularly smooth bit of wood straight from the store. To kind of help get some of the wood chips inside the holes, I took some 80 grit, wrapped it around my finger, and kind of went through each hole to help. This is the bottom side of the board. So these nuts that come with your kit, these nuts get pounded in through the back with a hammer. I don't want to pound them all in right now because we're going to paint it, and I don't want paint getting all inside the threads because that could create annoying problems when you try and put your bolts in and out. So I'm just putting one in just to test the fitment.
There's the wonderful plywood that Cracker had prepped for me. This should be a fun project for the little one. Nice and smooth. Tack cloth are very nice to pick up any dirt and dust, but they are very nasty if you don't use gloves on your hands. They feel very sticky. The smell of this is kind of weird.
Tack cloth is advised for doing paint prep. It's a sticky cloth that you can roll around on it to make sure any dust or debris is picked up, so that way you have a nice clean surface ready for paint.
The next step is to take a Kills primer. This is the all-purpose interior and exterior primer that I'm going to roll onto the plywood. Aside from that, I have my foam 4-inch roller, a liner pan, just so that I could just throw it away. I don't have to clean up. All right, let's get started. I may not even have to use the tray. I could just dump it on there, but because of these holes, I don't want it to go through into the foam. So I suppose I can just put it on the tray and go from there. All right. I always carry a wet cloth and a bowl of water in case I ever need to wipe anything down or made a mess. This way I don't have any regrets. pouring my paint into my tray. I already damping my roller with water. That way it doesn't suck up all the paint and then I will have nothing left. Might want to put this away from me. Knowing me, I might just step on it and make a huge mess. First coat of primer. Start on this corner. I find this very therapeutic. I'm so mad that I cannot find my 6-inch roller. Might go a little bit faster. You would think, right? Every inch counts. I also like to do a light sanding after each coat of paint. So you will probably see me go in with a 220 grit and use that to do a light sanding just to make it as smooth as possible. I have now completed my first coat of primer. I don't know why in the workshop the camera records like shadows of the lights. I think it doesn't like our LED lighting. Because I'm growing impatient of waiting to watch paint dry, I decided to use my hot dryer to see if this will speed up the drying time. This way I can put the mountain patterns on here so we can put it up for the kids.
So a quick hot blow dry to help speed things along, and then you can move on to a little bit of light sanding to just knock off any extra so you're ready for your next coat of paint.
So use this to blow all the dirt and dust away and help dry it. I have decided that this is going to be my bottom and that end is going to be my top. I will be masking out how I want the first color, because I'm masking this with tape like so. This is gonna be white. I'm gonna paint this part. So it's gonna show like white in between each mountain.
She got her design idea off of something related to it on Pinterest. So she didn't have a direct blueprint for this. So it was kind of visually inspired. So she's eyeballing how she wants the shape of the mountains to be, and she's laying that out with tape to the best of what looks good to her eye.
Okay, there we go. This is perfect.
A plastic putty knife is a very handy tool for smoothing out the masking tape and also to use as a straight edge to help you tear the tape to get those nice, crisp, clean edges.
Now that I have everything mocked up, I'm going to take the primer and cover these areas so there's no bleed. This is going to be orange, pepper, cracked pepper, and then that's like pink, something like that. This first color here is called Blonde Wood. It is flat matte. It's more like a mustard color. And then the middle one is, this one right here, is called Cracked Pepper. These are all from Bear. And then the very top one is called Stolen Kiss, which is a very light pink. But first, I'm gonna go in with the primer and put a roll on top of the tape so there won't be any bleeding. This is just to fill in any area that's not covered up so I don't get any bleeding when I pull off the tape. Now that this has dried, I'm going in with the color Blonde Wood by Bear. I'm not gonna transfer this into a tray. Just gonna go for it. Let's not too heavy-handed on this. I have never used this color before. This is a very pretty color. It's like a dark mustard. Now that the paint has dried, I'm going in with a 220 grit sandpaper and do a light sand. And because I'm impatient, I'm going in with a blow dryer to give it another chance to dry. Take the tech cloth, do a quick wipe down. Now I'm going back with my paint. Give it a second coat. Now I'm going in with the lightest color, aside from the primer white. This one, and this one's going to get the color Stolen Kiss, which is a very light paint color. I'm trying to avoid the middle part, just in case that orangey brown isn't dry all the way through. So I'm gonna start up here and then I will do the darkest color, which is the cracked pepper less. The last color that I will be doing is the cracked pepper. This is my darkest color. I'll put my first coat on. It's like a charcoal gray. I hear this color is like super popular. So I'm gonna test it out on this. If I like it, I might use it for something else. Has a lot of dry speckles already. Always keep a wet rag nearby or on your hand in case you need to wipe anything off. I might have to do several coats of the cracked pepper because it is dark. It might go a little bit blotchy. Okay, let's see how this is. Pretty dry. Okay, pretty good. I'm gonna do my second coat. Every time I get really close to the edge here, it makes me nervous. Because sometimes if you don't think about it, you just roll it over to the other side. And then you have touch-up. And I do not want to spend time doing any touch-up. Let's do the reveal. That looks so good. I just went in and free-handed some of the snow on the top of each mountain. Now they look like they have some snow texture, and that will makes it very nice. Right now we are going to choose our colors. Choose your color.
Ooh, green.
What color is that?
Green.
Yeah.
Is it green?
Green.
You want to do the green one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honey, what color is that?
Green.
That is green. Do you want this color instead?
Green.
That's pink. You
want green or you want pink?
Don't peel it off. Don't peel it off.
Which
Leave
color
it
do you want?
Green.
You want pink or you want green?
Green.
Pink?
Pink.
Okay.
All right. What's Oliver gonna do?
Let's have Oliver do green.
Oliver do green? Yeah. Let me shake it for you. This one first. Don't screw this up, Mama's masterpiece. This is Mona Lisa. Okay. Ready?
Mama Lisa.
I am freaking out. Okay. Hurry up, girl. Ah!
Pick up. Pick up.
Yay! Maybe on the black.
I think we should put it by
Okay, fine.
Okay, honey. Put your foot right here.
Good job.
Did it. Okay, honey.
It's just weird.
You ready? Here we go. No,
Put down.
put your foot up. There you go. Like that. Oh my god.
Oh my word. There you go. Okay, Oliver. Oh boy. Oh, yep, and that's it. Come on. Oh my god.
Perfect. Masterpiece theater.
Oh
Play
no.
there, honey.
Okay, down. Down. Stay. Okay, yay! Much better. Good job.
Hey, you.
Okay, stand up. Up.
Ghost has brought toys
Good
off.
job.
Trying to get Ollie to play with them.
Perfect.
And Ong's doing hand painting with Ari.
And my life is over. Oh my god.
Why don't you stop her before she makes it work?
I placed all the nuts by all the holes because I had more holes than nuts and I wanted to see which holes I was going to skip. And I ended up choosing some from the top and the bottom row.
Did you find a stud? Go to
ceiling
daddy.
is super-
Go to daddy and say, stud, muffin.
Okay, the ceiling's super not level. That's fun. I was like, this looks weird.
Did you find a stud? Oh, stud, muffin. What is that? Go. Go up. Yeah, go up. You scared? You climb up. Up.
No,
No, you scared? Will Mama do?
Madu.
Okay, Mama do.
Thanks for watching our episode. I hope you found that interesting. I'm sorry we forgot to record actually screwing the grips to the rock wall. It's just a bolt that threads in. We were in a hurry and it was late at night and I just totally forgot to set up the cameras. But I made a little attachment to our regular power drills and that way I could put a socket on it and I could quickly screw in those grips. It was quick work and real easy. The only thing I had to do was kind of mix and match all the colors to make them not all the blues together, all the greens together. But it worked out quite well, quite easy. Sorry for the bad lighting. We're not quite sure it's the frame rates or whatever, but for some reason we're getting those bars in our workshop with the LED lightings that we had. But as you can see behind me, the rock wall is done and our kids are playing on it. Right now, they're really kind of too scared to climb all the way up it. It's funny, but we have cousins coming over who are enjoying it and climbing all the way up, and we're already joking, discussing how to expand the rock wall across our whole basement. But we'll see how we get there as we keep expanding our kids' play area. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Please join the conversation. Leave a comment down below. Thank you.